The Oklahoma Sooners and Joe John Finley are getting a massive visitor this weekend for a smaller junior day than what you had on January 27th. And with predictions all going out of favor for Oklahoma, I feel like this is a position we have to touch on for the 2025 class. Guys, before we dive into it, before we talk about it, I need to hear from y'all. So go ahead, make sure you join the discussion, jump down in the comments below, and give me your thoughts. And ultimately, do you think Oklahoma can land the 4-star, almost 5-star tight end out of the state of Kansas? If you haven't already, hit that like and hit that subscribe button. We're on pace to hit 10,000 subscribers, and I want you guys to be a part of it, right? We're going to continue to bring you more film and things like this, and I want you guys to be here as the channel grows and as we continue to push out more content. But the Oklahoma Sooners are getting a visit from the extremely talented 4-star tight end Linkon Cure. Now, over the past couple of weeks, you have really seen Linkon Cure's name blow up with Oklahoma fans across the country. And you can see it here in his junior season: 9 games, 42 receptions, 946 yards, and 14 touchdowns. For a tight end, that's some pretty good numbers. But for Linkon Cure, a guy out of Goodland, Kansas, coming in at 6'4.5", 210 pounds. When you watch his film, I don't think it does justice to tell you exactly how ready he is to come in and maybe play at the Power 5 level to start, right? And now I get it. Oklahoma, they have the Devon Mitchell in that room. You've got a Caden Helms and guys like that, Cade McKinstry, a Josh Faneuil, but you really want to be able to continue to stack depth in this room where, honestly, I don't feel like we've had it in a couple years. I mean, I get it. You had Braden Willis, and he was pretty good, but to go 2 or 3 tight ends deep that you know can go out there and play for you at a high level, I don't think we've had that since we've had Stogner and Calcaterra on the same team. And then you remember Calcaterra ended up retiring due to medical issues and then actually went out, and I think it was either USC or Cal who he ended up playing for. But Oklahoma has an opportunity in 2025 to right the ship in this room and go out here and land 2 prospects that, I mean, are going to be dudes. And I look at the list for Oklahoma for tight ends, and I look at it and I say, we could start at the bottom with a Chase Lofton out of Omaha, Nebraska at 6'6", 215 pounds, who certainly has the height. Maybe you want to see him add a little bit more weight there, but Chase Lofton is a prospect that we've seen at the BV camp. He's been here on campus for visits. Chase Lofton is a guy that, if Oklahoma was to go out there and get it, you're getting a really good dude. Even though he's only a 3-star, he's going to continue to rise in those rankings. You've got Nate Roberts here out of the state, the 101st ranked player in the country, the number 6th tight end out of here to Washington. But, you know, a lot of people are understanding, hey, that one's trending to Ohio State. We've talked about it many times, so we don't need to touch on that one. Deshaun Brame out of Derby, Kansas, right? Right now, you see it going Oregon's way. It's probably where it's going to land, but Oklahoma's been positioned there for that one. But it seems like the name right now to follow at the tight end position is Linkon Cure. And if you can get a Linkon Cure and a Chase Lofton, kind of just assuming you don't get Nate Roberts, that's still a really good pairing for the 2025 class. If you get Linkon Cure and Nate Roberts, I think you're looking at a pretty elite tight end room with Devon Mitchell there as well, being able to come into his second year. Now, I do look at Linkon Cure's offer sheet, where he has a total of 25 offers so far. Lately, he's been getting quite a few of them. And recently, he was on campus for Miami during an official visit. I believe he was down there for that battle 7-on-7, but he got that offer as well on the 28th. So he's got offers from Colorado, Auburn. He's a guy that competes in track and field. He played basketball on the AAU circuit. He's a Kansas 3A state champion in the 300-meter hurdle as a 10th grader. He owns personal bests, the 22:45 in the 200 and 14:85 in the 110-meter hurdles. So this is a guy that's extremely athletic, and you get him in that room with Joe John Finley, and shoot, maybe Emmett Jones helps out a little bit with those routes. Linkon Cure could be a guy that might be a 2nd or 3rd round draft pick for you. I'm not ready to say that Linkon Cure could be a 1st-round draft pick, but he's got that potential to be that high of a pick. Now, we look at the visits. Obviously, has not been, or he's been to Oklahoma once, or no, he has not been to Oklahoma yet. He's only set to be on Oklahoma on February 3rd, but he's been to Kansas State 4 times, Auburn twice, Nebraska once, Iowa State, Missouri, Penn State, Oregon, and Notre Dame all once. So Oklahoma is going to be looking to get their first visit and obviously play catch up. And I get it. We saw the crystal balls come in from Wiltfong and Tom Loy for Kansas State, but you've seen them come in for Nate Roberts to Ohio State and Deshaun Bram to Oregon, right? And I feel like it's a little early, I think, to be putting in crystal balls for guys that are this elite at a position of need for a lot of schools around the country, right? And Oklahoma has produced good tight ends in the past. So it's not like you're coming in to pitch an elite tight end and say, hey, we need you. You don't produce tight ends. Oklahoma produces tight ends. I mean, I can go. I mean, back when I really first started getting into Oklahoma football, because you guys got to remember, I'm not that old, right? Jermaine Gresham was one of the guys that I really remember. You've got the Braden Willises. Like I said, you've got Austin Stogner. You've got Grant Calcaterra was really good when he was actually playing at the tight end position. So if you're a tight end prospect, you look at it and say, Joe John Finley, he's an elite recruiter. You've got Emma Jones to be able to help you with the route running and maybe some of those pass catching abilities. But Joe John Finley is not only recruiting tight ends at a high level, I think he's going to be developing tight ends at a high level. And when you go to the SEC, you need good tight end play. And I feel like this season, you're going to see Devon Mitchell. He's going to break out. He's really going to help lead that room. Hopefully, Caden Helms can get back on the field healthy. You've got Cade McKinstry. You've got Josh Faneuil in his second year with the team. So, what's he going to be like for Oklahoma as well? I really think you're going to start to see this tight end room be solidified. And we're going to go into the SEC with a tight end room that you feel is 2 to 3 guys deep that can actually come out and start for you week in and week out. And I think that's what Oklahoma needs. And if you can go out there and you can give Jackson Arnold those kind of weapons paired with the wide receivers that Emmett Jones is giving him, a guy like Linkon Cure has an opportunity to make a name for himself in the University of Oklahoma, and just in the state of Oklahoma as a whole. The big thing is it looks like Kansas State has a foothold on this recruitment right now. And they also have a quarterback in Avery Johnson that he's pretty damn good. And if you're Kansas State, you're going to do everything you can to keep this kid, because Oklahoma has came into your state and they have won for the past 2 years the best player in the state. You got Jaron Kinnick, and you got, that's right, Michael Boganowski. So Oklahoma is going to be looking to go in for a third straight year. The question is Kansas or Kansas State going to be able to shut that down? But guys, I want to hear from y'all. I want to know if you guys think Oklahoma can land the elite 4-star tight end that is going to be visiting Oklahoma this weekend. And I want to hear what your guys' outlook and what you guys want to see for this position in this recruiting cycle. If you guys haven't already, hit that like, hit that subscribe button. And if you guys haven't, YouTube wants you guys to watch one of these 2 videos, so make sure you tune into one of those.